Now, today sees the start of a 5-day hearing which could determine whether LIV golfers can continue to play on the DP World Tour.
So we have got our golf correspondent Jamie Weir joining us on set now to explain more. Can you just give us a bit of background first of all to this?
Yes, so it's all quite dry and quite complicated, but I will do my best. So the DP World Tour, like the PGA Tour, players require releases if they're going to play in conflicting events. So last June, a number of DP World Tour players applied for releases to play in the inaugural LIV event at Centurion Club just outside London. They were denied those releases. They ignored them and played regardless. So the DP World Tour then handed down fines, £100,000 fines, and banned them for two tournaments, two DP World Tour tournaments. Three players, Ian Poulter, Adrian Otegi and Justin Harding, appealed against this, and so those punishments were then stayed. And in the 7 months since then, LIV players have been able to play on the DP World Tour, which has proved a bit unpopular with some DP World Tour players. But this week, and then once we get the verdict, we'll finally know whether they can continue to do so.
So what exactly happens this week then?
So this week, today and every day this week, a three-man panel which comprises two KCs, two King's Counsels and a retired judge, His Honour Philip Sycamore. They'll be the three-man panel that will hear evidence from the DP World Tour's legal team and from a legal team representing 13 appellants, 13 LIV golfers, amongst them the likes of Lee Westwood, Graham McDowell, Ian Poulter. It's not a court case, it's an arbitration panel hearing behind closed doors. And contrary to a lot of reporting, it's not about banning these players from the DP World Tour. It's not quite as black and white, not as cut and dry as that. It's about the Tour's right to deny releases for players wanting to play in another event and then hand down sanctions in the form of fines and suspensions if they ignore those anyway. So the team representing the players will say that that is unfair and not proportionate. The DP World Tour's team will say, well, we've denied releases in the past. We're allowed to continue to do so.
So what are the potential repercussions then, obviously depending on the outcomes?
Yeah, so depending on the outcomes, if the panel rules in favour of the DP World Tour, as I said, it's not a ban, but it essentially does amount to a ban because there are 9 LIV events this year alone which clash with DP World Tour events. So if you think about a 2-tournament suspension every single time they're denied a release but play in those events regardless, that's 18 tournaments, and there only are another 18 DP World tournaments left for the rest of the season, so essentially they will be banned for the rest of the year, plus they're getting a hefty fine every single time, which you think would put you off. If they rule in favour of the LIV players, well then the doors are open and it can be anybody's guess. We may see them play. Some people have even mischievously suggested that this may work out in the DP World Tour's favour, because then those players will be wanting to play in the DP World Tour events, boosting their fields up. You may even see the likes of Cameron Smith, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, these guys try to get DP World Tour cards because that will be their best path to getting world ranking points, which they don't currently get on LIV. But expect more bad blood, more friction, which we've had plenty of in the world of golf over the last 12 months. But it is going to be several weeks before we know the outcome to this. But yes, starting today and every day this week, the three-man panel will be hearing evidence from both sides. And in a few weeks' time, we'll finally know whether they can continue to play and continue to ruffle feathers.
You're going to keep us across it all, I'm sure. Thank you.